welcome to episode 51 of the Talk Nintendo podcast. I am one of your hosts, Casey Gibson, and joining me on this fine Nintendo Direct day, Perry Burka.
Hey Casey, I was originally planning to debut Season 2 of, well, let's just say this is the debut of Season 2 of a Talk Nintendo podcast.
Woo!
So, yeah, and so episode 51 now, I have a new theme song that, because of the Nintendo Direct, it's not going to be on this one, but next episode, new theme song. I mean, it's going to be the same idea with new melodies from different Nintendo games, and if you have an ideas for me, please tweet at me, and I might just include them. Wouldn't that be something?
Sounds like a new 3DS situation. The new little brand, our new theme, the new theme.
Yeah.
Even when it's like a year old, it's still the new theme.
Yeah, I like to think of it. Or how about the light? Or the pocket.
The micro.
Nintendo Pocket. That's kind of like the first one, right?
That's sort of cool. I like that. Yeah. Talk Nintendo Pocket. That sounds like it should be like an offshoot of mini podcasts or something.
Yeah, I like it. It works. All right. Well, anyway, yeah. So we just had a dang Nintendo Direct.
A big one too. 45 minutes long. Kept us occupied.
And it started off with this
snooze fest of a game.
Yeah, I mean, it started off with 3DS stuff, right? And it's like, okay, this is cool. Like, I wonder what's gonna be now. Surprisingly, one of these games, if it was released, let's say 6 years ago, it probably would have been the biggest selling game on the system. Was announced, but we'll get to that, which is very interesting. But yeah, Ultra Sun and Ultra Moon.
Yeah, I mean,
boo.
Cool, I guess. Yeah, no, I mean, for me, I don't really.
All right, let's get this done with.
Yeah,
I mean,
really
talked about some perks about pre-ordering, like you get like a special evolution of something that they can use a certain move.
Yeah, let's see, I took some little things here. You get some new map areas, new looks for your avatars, and new clothes. That's always exciting. New ways to pick your Pokemon in the beginning, so I guess maybe there would be like a little quest line or story thing going on for there. Necrozma, I believe is how you pronounce it, is like something that took over the legendaries to make them different and unique, so that looks sort of interesting. Let's see. If you pre-order the digital, or if you buy the digital version, you get 12 quick balls. You know, that's pretty exciting right there. It comes out November 17th. And what was there's new Ultra Beast, UB Burst, and UB Assembly. Again, sort of strange. What else? Trying to think if I got anything else of note here. September 22nd, Gold and Silver come out.
Yeah, that's like
that's next week. Yeah, that's next Friday.
Yeah,
and
exciting.
Yeah,
now, as someone who played through Moon and loved it, right? Like, you really liked that game.
Yeah, it really surprised me. Like I said, I'm not a huge Pokemon fan, so it was one of those, like, I went into it like, all right, like, I haven't played one in quite some time, so let me try this out. Right. And then all of a sudden I was like, wow, that was actually a lot better than I thought it was going to be.
Right. And I think I know the answer to this, but, you know, with the Switch being out and everything, are you interested in this?
No.
No, you're not interested.
Okay. Honestly, like I said, I feel like every couple of years I'll dive into like one of the Pokemon, but I definitely don't like it enough to be like, oh, well, I played through Sun or I played through Moon, but now I would really need to play through that Ultra Moon. I mean, like I said, I'm glad it's there for the people who like that, but yeah, it's one was good enough for me. Plus, like you said, there's so many other games coming out.
Yeah,
I think
I wish that Gold and Silver would come out on Switch.
that'd be nice.
That would be huge.
Now, I think the coolest thing I took away from the little Pokemon block they had there was the new 2DS, the Pokemon or Pokeball edition.
Oh yeah, that was really cool, huh?
Yeah, that looks sweet.
Yeah, very cool. It just looks like a little Pokeball, like a
XL Pokeball. Yeah, no,
Yeah.
I think that looks pretty cool. I mean,
Yeah, I
and
like
that
it.
could definitely be something to get people in. You know, it's not going to be super expensive, looks nice, and I think they said 2 weeks earlier than the release of Ultra Sun and Moon, so could be that little nudge to someone finally pick up a new 2DS.
Well, Mario and Luigi Superstar Saga plus Bowser's Minions, I think is what it's called. The official title.
That's a mouthful.
They showed a little bit of that, which I completely forgot about that.
Yeah, no, that's a game. For me, I like it. It looks cool. I mean, like, I really like the Mario and Luigi series. I don't know if I'm going to have enough time to pick it up and play through another,
Right.
hefty RPG that I've already... Well, I mean, they're not super hefty. I think it's probably like 20 hours, 15, 20. But, yeah, I don't know. I mean, it looks really cool.
Right.
They've added, new, stamp things? You can get stamps.
Yeah, you can unlock with amiibos. And, yeah, it looks great. It's one of those games where full launch price I'm not going to get, and hopefully over the next couple years find it cheap somewhere,
Yeah, that's a game that I feel like for review would be nice, because it'd be like, that's like a perfect excuse to actually go and play it, But
Right.
what I think was cool was the new amiibo. We've got the Goomba and the Koopa Troopa amiibo.
Yeah.
Sort of
Gotta
joining
get
the
that
fray.
Goomba one, because I've been waiting for that Goomba.
Yeah, it's that little Goomby.
You know what I mean? Because I always thought if there's a Waddle Dee amiibo, like, how come Goomba doesn't have his own amiibo?
Yeah, that's true. Yeah, like the trademark Mario enemy, but you've got the Kirby one. Yeah.
Exactly.
No, yeah.
Speaking of Kirby and Waddle Dees, Kirby Battle Royale, coming January 19th. This has online battles, which is really weird to think about.
It looks
what a
really
weird time
cool
to live
though.
in. Yeah,
Like,
it does look fun and cool.
I'm not like the biggest Kirby fan, I appreciate them, but that game actually looks really cool. The co-op, like when they were fighting the boss where he was in the center and you were sort of going around like a ring around the outside.
Yeah, it looked cool.
I thought that looked really cool. And then it's got online play, which, I mean, I want to say shouldn't even need to be said, but Nintendo sometimes where it's like they got these cool looking multiplayer games and then they're restricted to just local, and you're like, come on, man,
Right.
give it to me. But
Right.
yeah, so that's cool online
Yeah,
play.
who knows? We might just play this.
Maybe,
if
man.
you can get your 3DS to work online.
Yeah. Oh yeah, I forgot about that.
There is definitely a way, by the way.
Yeah, I gotta figure it out. But
yeah.
they also
The
said
same thing happened to me. So
they said single player, so that's cool. And what was that about a Kirby pole? Like
yeah,
they were
so
looking for the
they're having
best
like
power up, right?
Yeah, the best copy ability, right? You can, if you go to kirby.nintendo.com/poll, you can vote for your favorite copy ability, which I think that's a fun idea.
Yeah, no, it's always nice to get the fans getting in there,
Yeah.
let Nintendo know what's up. And that is another 2018 title for the 3DS, right? That's what's that?
Yep, January 19th.
Pretty cool. Yeah, I don't know. That's a game. I wonder what it's going to be priced at. Maybe a $30 game, or is this like a download only?
Wait, that has to be. I think it's an eShop game, isn't it? I don't know.
That would make more sense, because I mean, unless they really, I guess it really sort of depends on how robust that single player that they talked about. But if it's going to be like a fully fleshed out single player experience, or just sort of more like a companion. Like, hey, it's not just multiplayer. Like you could play a little bit by yourself.
Right. Yeah. Well, next up we have Yokai Watch 2 coming out September 29th. All right, next up.
Yeah, well, this is the definitive version, because if you remember, 2 came out last year.
Emerald version, right?
Yeah, it's the definitive, the big boy. I didn't write the name down.
Something or something like that. I don't know.
But yeah, I guess it also has if you own.
Man, it comes out like next week.
Yep. Yeah, the 29th of September.
Yeah, a couple weeks.
And if you purchase the originals, there is actually a free update. I forgot exactly what they say it adds, but a free update. So definitely check that out if you have the
Yeah, that was interesting.
original.
You can like transfer your stuff from 2 over to the new one.
That's pretty sweet.
Yeah.
Like I said, Yokai, that's a game I would like to check out because the first one, I enjoyed it, but I didn't. It was
it's
weird.
a small RPG, right? So it's just kind of like a little bite-sized thing.
Yeah, I think it was.
Man, it's so weird.
I think my playthrough took like
So
13 hours, but that's what I liked about it. It was like you were going around this town and like you talk to people and interact with these weird freaking yokai and
weird.
yeah, so weird. But that's what was appealing to it. The battle system was a little lackadaisical. You know, it's like it wasn't. I don't know. It was just sort of very passive and you just do like little touch screen things.
Right.
But I heard the second one improved the battle system, so it might be worth checking out.
Mm-hmm. Cool. Well, next up we have Layton.
Lady
What's
Layton.
it called? Lady Layton.
I
called it Layton Girl.
the old Layton girl. I forget the exact.
Something about a millionaire. This something.
Layton's mystery journey. That's the one, right?
Something like
yeah,
that.
Layton's mystery journey. Catrella and the Millionaire's Conspiracy. Is that how you say it?
Catriella.
Catriella.
I don't know.
It's like a cat.
But yeah, this comes out October 6th as well as the Mario and Luigi game. So isn't that funny how they always do that? I don't know why they do that.
Well, I think probably both those games aren't going to, be barn burners as far as the sales go. So
No, but like, remember when they did
Pikmin
3D,
and
3D World?
Oh.
They did 3D World and Link Between Worlds.
See, that's a
same
little
day.
weirder because those are sort of like
And Mario Party Island Tour.
because those are sort of big titles. Like, I mean, Lady Layton, like, sure, that has its fan base, you know what I mean? But it's not like it's a AAA, everyone's going to be wanting to play it.
Yeah,
And
but
then-
I mean, still, like, you think you'd stagger it.
Yeah,
like, this
that even
week
if it
and
was
then
just
this
a
and
week,
this
yeah.
week.
But
Yeah.
who knows?
Yeah,
maybe,
you know?
maybe I don't know. I don't know how shipping works. Maybe it's easier to send them all out together. You know
That's
what I
what
mean?
I-
If it's
yeah,
not
yeah.
super
That's what I
large
was thinking.
quantities, they might
Yeah.
save on shipping them both out at the same time. But exclusive close for the 3DS version. So there's that. Because I
cool.
believe you could pick it up on mobile as well.
Yep. Boo!
Get that mobile out of here.
Now, I think probably the biggest announcement was this next one.
Not for me.
I feel like, no, I just mean like in the grand scope, it's up there. Is what I'm saying. I mean, it's
I think
weird.
I think
Super weird.
yeah, I think the fact that you could purchase this game today is what made it like the big wow factor.
Well, yeah, I guess.
Because
But-
we're talking about Minecraft for the 3DS.
New 3DS edition.
See,
New 3DS edition.
yeah, that makes sense because
So,
I remember apparently I've played a little on the Vita. I haven't played a ton of Minecraft in general, but I did play a little bit on the Vita, and from what I gathered, like that's like a super gimped version. Like it's not very good in the comparison to like all the other
The
versions. Yeah.
Yeah.
So I'm sort of picturing the 3DS one. I think would be better than the Vita, or has the potential, because obviously to have the touch screen is super duper nice, and to be able to do all your crafting, your inventory, and all that jazz on the bottom screen.
Man, wouldn't that be so funny if if the best version of it
3DS.
was on new 3DS? Because it could be, like, yeah, what you're saying. Like, the Wii U should have been the best version of that game, you know?
Yeah,
Like,
with the
But
the
they
touch.
didn't put any resources into it. Like, that literally would have been, like, the best. like,
I wonder
made
if this
for it.
will have any cross-platform play, if that'll be included, with the Switch and Xbox and the PC.
I don't know. They didn't say it. I assume they. But they did
Because-
say survival and
The creative mode.
and creative mode. So
Now, yeah, I wonder how it works. Like, obviously, the 3DS is vastly inferior as far as specs go to all of the other systems.
yeah.
So
Well,
I
new
wonder.
3DS, though.
We-
It's pretty good.
Yeah, but even compared to like any other version of
No,
Minecraft,
I know.
so I just wonder if they like limit, like, oh, you can only have small areas to play, or if it's just one of those like maybe something weird where there's just like the draw distance isn't very good, and then like as you move closer to an area, maybe it like boots up another part that isn't always running until you get over there, you know,
right.
to compensate for not being able to have these huge areas. But who knows? But no, I mean, that's still really cool. And then the fact that they said it comes out today was like, oh, wow.
Yeah.
And they said,
I can't believe it.
They said a physical version will be coming out at a later date. So if you do like the physical, that's still an option. But yeah, I was surprised. Man. I was like, oh, wow.
Well, someone on staff in the Slack chat was saying, well, this is why the new 2DS XL is out. Like, this makes so much sense.
Yeah.
Because remember, you can't play this on 2DSs or 3DSs. So it has to be on new, devices.
Well, it could play on the new 2DS.
I know, Casey. I didn't say it can't play on new 2DSs. I said it can't play on 2DSs.
I'm just reiterating for the fine folks at home.
That's true, yeah.
Big Jimmy.
Have to have a new device.
You big old Jim bro.
Yes. Well, this next game was a surprise. I was happy. I was so let down.
I'm torn.
Did you get my text?
When
so
maybe
it shows the headlines in the future coming up, and it said the best. It said like the best mini games from the whole series in one, and I go, it's the WarioWare game. It's the WarioWare Mega Mix. Oh,
they juked you.
But well, it's the Mario Party Mega Mix.
Honestly, I think that's even cooler.
Yeah, I think it's awesome. I think I hope that I hope it has like boards too.
It's not just random mini games.
I assume it's gonna have the board game too. And if it does have the board games, this could be the best dang game out there yet.
Yeah, I envisioned it would have like a number of maps, and then it's just like because it's called Mario Party: The Top 100. And they said it's the most mini games ever in a single.
Yeah, 100 mini games.
Yeah, that's a ton. I don't know how much is on in your average.
I'm hoping it's like. Wouldn't it be cool if it was 10 from each? I think that would be so cool.
That would be
back when
they
partied
top
in
10.
1999 because it was 1999.
So funny.
Yeah.
What's also cool is that it has download play for up to 4 players or 3 other ones. So you only need one game cartridge, and you could play up to 4-player Mario Party.
Yeah, and I'm hoping they do the same thing they did with Star Rush, where you can download the app.
I wonder
for like full feature control.
I wonder
because that is one of the best things ever.
They didn't mention anything about online play, right?
No.
See, that's like what would keep. That's the difference from me picking it up and me not picking it up. To be honest with you.
Yep.
Like if we could play online, jump on Skype and play online, 100%. I would, not even consider it. I'd already purchased it. But yeah,
I am very interested in this game because of how much I love Star Rush. And how much I played that at work, and how I have friends to play with at work. You know what I mean?
Well, why don't you just rub it on in, you
that
jerk?
That changes everything. You should be happy for me.
I got all sorts of friends to play games with.
Anyway,
that comes out
I'm
soon
happy. So
too.
Mario Party, the top 100, looks great.
Comes out November 10th.
November 10th.
Out of the woodwork. Yeah, man.
Crazy. Now they talked a little about Metroid. Looks awesome.
Yeah.
Hopefully I'll be playing it by the time this episode's out. No, or by the time people.
Well, then how are you gonna steal that copy of Samus Returns then?
Yeah, I don't know. And they talked about Shin Megami Tensei, right?
Yeah, they did a little Atlas thing.
Well, Atlas, yeah.
Yeah, they said the Alliance Alive, early 2018. I think that's a brand new game. They said. I've never heard of it. Then they said, Shin Megami Tensei Strange Journey comes out in early 2018. Radiant Historia comes out in early 2018. That one, the launch version is going to have like a nice box, and I believe they said CD, little music selection, I believe. But it might have been a little art book, but I think they said CD selection. I think that's what Atlas usually does. And then Etrian Odyssey 5. That comes out this year, but there's actually a demo out, so you can check
Yeah,
that
tomorrow.
out to see.
Yeah, it'll be out.
Yeah, so you can, if you never played a Etrian Odyssey game, you can see if it's something you might like.
Yeah. And next up, they showed a little Apollo Justice, which is I think that's the Ace Attorney 4. And so that makes every single one is playable on 3DS, which is pretty cool.
Yeah, no.
All 6 of them.
Like I said, that's a game I won't pick up, but
no.
I know it's got enough fans out there that's just keep bringing them.
You know what I would pick up? A physical cartridge of all 6 of them.
That would be cool. I know they did. Like I bought the triple pack or the trilogy, whatever you want to call it. On the eShop.
On the eShop, yeah.
I wish, if that was a cartridge, that would have been so nice.
See, I didn't pick that up because I didn't finish 5 yet. So I was just like, why get more when I haven't finished it? And then I just
those were actually my introduction to the Ace Attorney games.
Oh, there you go. That's good. And then they talked a little. They mentioned Fire Emblem Warriors
for like
3DS,
half a second.
3DS for like 2 seconds. Oh yeah, and this is coming.
This
out
is
October
still
20th.
a thing.
Yeah, which is cool. That's cool. I mean, that's important because people still might not be able to buy a Switch.
I just wonder how well it will run. I know it's new exclusive, but
right. Yeah, I have no clue. But it's time to switch.
No.
Oh, it's not?
You forgot that orange is on the way. The new 2DS XL orange color that we originally we saw originally both colors, and only the blue one came out. The orange is on its way, and it's actually pretty soon, October 6th, alongside all those other games that are coming out.
Oh yeah, cool.
Now you may switch
over to the Switch, and they started off with Xenoblade Chronicles 2.
Ooh-wee!
Yeah, so Casey, what do you feel about the game?
It's weird. I mean, I know I'm going to love this game, and it's going to be great. I'm sort of in I know it's coming, but I'm not super hyped up about it yet. But it was nice to see a bunch more. They sort of gave us a little bit of what's going on with the story, a little bit of what's going on with the world. So obviously,
you mean a lot.
Yeah, a lot.
A lot about the story, a lot about the world.
So
telling us about the tribes.
See, that's where I think they might have grown a little long in the tooth there. I think everything else was
okay.
I think everything else, information-wise, was good. To touch on the battle system, touch on the story. But yeah, and it's cool. I guess it just shows you that there's a ton of different factions and different races and all that jazz. So the Hero Pun seem to be back.
Mm-hmm.
They're the traveling merchants.
Yep. And Rex.
Yeah,
Rex
I love
the main character.
Rex and Pyra. She is the girl from all the trailers.
And then
what's that?
Oh, go ahead.
Oh,
I was gonna say the dragon.
Oh, what was his name?
I don't know.
I think
he lives on
Azurda. That's the Titan. The small Titan. Yeah, so I guess essentially you're in this world, and on the the world tree on top of it is Asylum, I think is how they say it.
Elysium.
Elysium, that's it. Is at the top, so it seems like Pyra needs to get there, but everyone else wants to actually get her, and I don't know if maybe they're trying to prevent her from getting there, or if they're just trying to capture her and use her to their own bidding, but seems pretty cool. Like you said, they go over a bunch of the factions. I'm not going to go over all that. You can check out the trailer. But what is cool is there are drivers and blades for the battle system. The drivers are sort of your frontline guys, the people that are up and in the attack, using your melee attacks on the enemies. So the blades are more support, so they sort of, as you see in the trailer, she's got a link to Rex, boosting his ability. There's a bunch of three different types of blades, and I believe they were healing, attack, and I think a defensive one. So it would boost, your damage or boost how well your defenses are and all that stuff.
Cool.
But yeah, I mean, it definitely has, the core Xenoblade, battle system with the arts.
Yeah, it reminds me of the first one,
which is amazing because that game is so much better than the second one. Driver Axe, and what was cool is that it seems like you will be constantly changing which blade you use. So it's not going to be like, oh, I've got my party with, and they each have one blade that supports them, and that's, you go through there. The one screen looked like it showed up to at least 15 different slots for blades. And they said each blade has, different types. Like I said before, with like, you can have a blade that's primarily, enhancing your damage or your defense. So it's cool to see you're going to need to sort of rotate and find what works for different situations, and I think that's going to be pretty cool. And the great debate of all of 2017 with Xenoblade was Nintendo doubled down time and time again that it was coming out in 2017, and there were what's the word I'm looking for? Skeptics. That's the word, not spectators. Skeptics. And I was on the fence, of whether it would be a 2017 or 2018 game. So,
I knew it was going to be a 2018 game.
You knew it?
Oh, yeah.
You were doubling down, huh?
Still thinking it is.
There's still time for a delay.
Yep.
But no, December 1st of 2017, that is less than 3 months away, we will be playing Xenoblade Chronicles 2. They also announced a special edition, which includes a steel case, a CD, and I believe they said like a 220-page art book, which is a lot of art. And that's not all they announced for Xenoblade 2.
Oh, yeah.
There is the Pro Controller.
Yeah.
Did you see that puppy?
That's pretty cool. Yeah, it's pretty cool.
If I did not already own one, I would love to pick it up, but obviously it's not, it's not enticing enough to make me double down on another Pro Controller I don't need. But it looks great. It's got, like, pink handles. The body of the controller is black, but it has, I should say it's gray with, like a sword, which is in black over it, so it's sort of subtle until you look at it. And it's got some nice streaks of, it almost looks a little Splatoon color-ish, come to look at it, actually. Like with the turquoise and the pink.
Yeah, looks cool.
Like, man, we made too many of these dang old Splatoon pink handles. All right, I guess we'll make a Xenoblade one.
Yeah, with Xenoblade 2, it's funny, to me, I like the backgrounds and the world and the characters. Like, I thought the playable characters look fine and nice. The monsters, just everything looks so like ridiculously over anime Japanese, just craziness. But I don't know, for some reason the world just did not look appealing to me at all. I don't know why. Maybe it's because Breath of the Wild or something, but
that's a shame. I mean, I think they are totally going for the very, very Japanese feel, so an anime.
Oh man, everything.
So that makes sense, but
Yeah, totally. I'm not a huge fan of that, like, at all, really. So,
it's not for everyone. It makes sense,
No, yeah. I respect it, and I'm still probably gonna play it. Especially since it's on Switch.
I'm gonna play every Switch game there ever was.
Yep.
Until you realize there's way too many Switch games to play.
Oh man, yes. But they talked about Splatoon 2, about a Kelp Dome that's coming back, which I'm so excited for. That's one of my favorite levels from the first one.
They said they actually made it a little bigger too, right?
Yeah, a little bigger, little changes, little like more grates and stuff. But I love that level. That is one of my favorite. Oh man!
And that comes out Friday, baby.
Me and Aaron had a classic moment playing that once when we were playing the Fish Volcano, the Rainmaker, where one of our guys on our team, he grabbed it and he ran back to our base, our volcano.
Oh no!
And he jumped on it, like and he was holding it, and he hit booyah.
You're going the wrong way, Bubba.
You're like, you're going the wrong way, you idiot. And so, and he gets off and runs, you know.
Does that count to the other team, though? Unless they have to be holding it, right?
They have to be holding it, yeah. But, that was great. So, we call him the booyah guy. Anyway.
The booyah boy.
Yes. Friday evening, Kelp Dome launches. And they showed off another cool level. I thought looked really, really cool. Snapper Canal.
Yes, dude, that looks real cool with the river running down the middle.
Yes. Yeah, it's a great idea because then it's like it cuts you off, and they said like a big part of it was trying to figure out how to break into their, the team's defense. So love that idea. And I just like the look of the level, how like it was really bright and cool looking. So, and then they showed off a new weapon, the new tent umbrella. Did you see this?
Yeah, it's ridiculous, and it shoots out in all directions, right?
It's a tent. Yeah, it's crazy. So it can like defend a bunch of people. That is weird, and I wonder how people are gonna use that. I don't see people use umbrellas that much at all online. I mean, I see them every so often, but like thought maybe like this is gonna be a big.
Maybe that was maybe they liked the umbrella, but they realized like, all right, not a lot of people are using this. Let's make it something that people will want to use. It looks great for defense, to be honest with you. Like,
oh yeah,
like it seems like it'll be really useful, maybe in Rainmaker, where it's like you can use it as a line of defense, to protect the Rainmaker, or when you're on tower control to sort of knock people away if they're trying to climb
tower
up.
Control, that's going to be crazy. Yeah, totally. So I'm really excited about that. I'm all up for Splatoon 2 stuff coming. So.
Yeah, and they didn't say any other dates aside from Kelp Dome this Friday, right?
Yeah.
That's a little. I wish they had given us some more, but you know what? They roll those things out with Splatoon. I feel like pretty regularly, so I feel like you never really have to wait that long until you actually get a nice little update with some new content in there.
Right. And then they came up and talked about Fire Emblem Warriors for Switch.
Sorry.
They announced. Hey, Casey. Are you excited for this amazing character you love so much? Lyn.
I tell you what, dude, that actually is really cool to me because she is from, I believe it's the very first Fire Emblem that ever came out in America was featuring her.
The one for GBA.
So, that's the first Fire Emblem I played. So actually, like, Lyn is, Fire Emblem Warriors seems to be primarily focused on the recent releases, with Awakening and Fates. And, like, sure, there's some cool characters and memorable characters from those games. But, honestly, man, like, I wish they had... this game would be way more appealing to me if it was truly a little bit of every Fire Emblem instead of, like, here's the most recent Fire Emblems, and then maybe we'll throw another few characters from the other ones. And, I mean, it makes sense because, let's be serious, when it got popular with Awakening. So it makes sense that you're going to, feature characters from games that most people have played, and then maybe a few that they haven't, where, for me, I've played every Fire Emblem, excluding the Japanese ones. Although I did play the 6th. I imported the 6th Fire Emblem back in the day for Game Boy. I didn't play it for terribly long because it was really hard. And I can't read Japanese, but that's aside the point. So it actually was cool that Lyn's joining the battle, but it's probably still not enough to make me really want to jump in. But they also showed off... Have they showed off the Chrome and Tiki Amiibo before? Yeah, they did at E3, right?
Yeah, they did at E3 during one of the Treehouse Lives.
Yeah, so those launch aside the game October 20th.
October 20th.
Yeah, so, like I said, I'm sure there are going to be people who are definitely going to enjoy this game, but what are you going to do?
Lots of games coming out. Good land, there's lots of games.
Games, baby.
Almost all of these are like the end of this year and early the next year. But
the Nintendo Switch doesn't have any games, Perry. Dude, this
Now,
next one, man.
We predicted this, basically. We're like, hey, Snipperclips, like, are they going to make a second one, or are they going to do, like, some sort of, like, standalone and also purchased as DLC? And yes, they are. And did they say this is coming to retail?
I believe so. See, I wrote down a physical question mark.
Because if it is...
Because
oh, baby.
Yeah, because what did they say? They said Snipperclips Plus is what it's called. It's got 30 new stages, including a toy box world and a comic world, which sounds awesome. Yeah. It comes out November 10th, but yeah, you said they said
I felt like they said it's...
They said and stores. So eShop and stores. I'm definitely going to pick this up physically if I can.
Yeah. I wonder how much it'll cost.
See,
30, you think?
I would guess somewhere between 20 and 30. I think I want to say it should be 20, but it's probably going to be 30. Yeah. I feel like the physical gets that little bit of a bump in price-wise, but to me, this game was so charming. I told Caitlin about it, and she was happy, excited to play some more Snipperclips.
Yeah. We can play some more packs next year.
Yeah, buddy. And yeah, I mean, if you already purchased Snipperclips, you do have the option of just buying the new content as DLC, which is nice. I think you might have already mentioned that. And they also added in, an option where if you had already played through the game and you wanted to play through again, that they randomly start you with like a random shape for each one, and then you need to work with your partner utilizing that shape. Obviously, you can still, cut it up, but they showed like one of the characters looked almost like a little flower. So like that's not going to really give you very, cut flat edges, so it's going to definitely be more difficult, sort of like a hard mode. Yeah. Really cool.
Look, I love that idea. It's a great idea to like a new game plus type thing. Hey, Snipperclips Plus.
Boom, yeah.
There you go.
It's like they know what they're talking about.
Yeah. Hey, this next game, I am pretty excited about this, especially for the concept of it's a game that we can play together.
I got really excited that they showed it.
Yeah.
But then I was let down by no new information. I feel like that's sort of the trend for the next couple things we've got. Morphe's Law, which, many of you will remember from the Nindy Summer Spotlight. It is a arcade shooter type game, and what you need to do is attack your enemies, and if you shoot your enemy in the torso, their body gets smaller, and your torso gets bigger, and the goal is to ultimately have the most body mass between your teams at the end of the round, and as your giant will grow as your body mass accumulates.
Did you see, different parts of the body grow?
Yeah, no, well, that looks really cool, because if you think about it...
Yeah, that's a great idea.
So think if you're really good at this game, right, and you can get headshots really easily, all of a sudden, your head's going to be huge, and their heads are going to be small, so now it's going to be way easier for them to get a headshot. So I think it's a great way to sort of keep it somewhat balanced. Like, of course, if you have a team that's really good and a team that's not good, it doesn't matter the size of the body. Ultimately, the better players will probably prevail. But if it's in a tight match, it's a good way to sort of keep them, keep the matches close if you're playing online randomly, you know what I mean? And it was cool that they sort of highlighted that you can take strategy into your own hands where, for instance, if we're on a team and you need to go into one of those little pipes, I could sort of shoot your body masses to make you smaller, and you could sneak through there.
I feel like there's going to be tanks, where they're huge, and then they're going to be kind of shooting other people to do other things. And...
Yeah, distracting as the little people sort of sneak around and maybe pick them off in the back. No, this game looks really cool. Like I said, I was a little disappointed they didn't really give us any new information. Console exclusive, which is cool, and it is releasing first on Nintendo Switch this winter, so I guess for PC eventually some point after that. But When I first saw it, I was like, oh.
Did they? I don't think they said console exclusive. They said first on Switch.
I've got a console. I wrote it down, so I'm pretty sure I remember.
Well,
it was
if it's console exclusive, then why would it be first?
Because it's coming to Nintendo Switch before anything else, and then it's coming out to PC. So that's not
That's what I'm saying.
It's not a console though.
It's not console.
They don't consider PCs consoles. So it's not gonna come out for PS4 or Xbox.
Okay, I don't know if that's. I feel like I didn't hear that, but if you wrote that,
yeah, no, I definitely remember hearing that.
Okay, cool.
But yeah,
interesting. I guess that's why it's in this this Direct. It's a Nintendo game, kind of. So,
like I said, I just wish they had given us a whatchamacallit. Yeah, look, sorry, just a quick aside. I pulled up. I had a picture from the Spotlight Nintendo Switch console exclusive.
Gotcha.
So, that's cool.
No, but I remember they had a bunch of errors in there. Did you hear that? Like,
as far as
from the Spotlight, like they said a bunch of stuff that wasn't real. Like, no, it's not console exclusive.
Those lying dogs. Well,
yeah.
If I ended up being wrong, tweet at us. But I'm pretty sure I'm pretty sure I'm right. But
yeah, it doesn't really make a difference at all, actually. So, now this next game looks awesome. Another game that I can't wait to play with you and play some Talk Nintendo challenges with and stuff like that. Rocket League.
Woo! And again, I got excited. I'm like, a date.
Yeah. It's what are they gonna show? Like, they've already showed off the Metroid and the Mario and Luigi skins, and they're gonna show something else.
Nope. Although, I guess they confirmed local play. I don't know if...
Oh, yeah. Yeah, I don't remember hearing that. That's really cool.
Yeah, no, that's... Because, I guess every other way you would play that... Oh, well, I'm trying to think. I guess it was local wireless play, right? Because obviously you would be able to play on this... Like, if you were both, if it was in docked mode on the TV, like, you should be able to play two-player, I believe. But...
Yeah.
No, I'm really excited for this game.
Didn't get a date for it.
Yeah, dang it, Nintendo. I was hoping. I mean, it's winter, so I'm going to assume it's probably the back end, middle to back end of November, but or post that. Hopefully not. But I was like, I just want to know.
Is this coming physical?
I don't know. I don't think they've ever mentioned that.
Because it's come to physical to other platforms, correct?
I don't know about that.
I've seen it. I'm pretty sure I've seen that. So that would be kind of cool.
This next one, dude, I feel like this could be exciting.
Yeah, go on.
Arena of Valor. It is a MOBA, which is sort of cool to come to the Switch. There are 35 heroes to play. They each, are different classes and different play types. Online play. You'll have your 5v5s, 3v3, 1v1, and they said some sort of weird, like, grapple mode. I feel like you might make more sense of it once you see more of the game. Maybe see exactly what a grapple is. But what I thought was most interesting about this game is, I mean, first and foremost, it's just cool to get a MOBA. I mean, I don't really play MOBAs, but they are a super popular genre right now with, Dota and League and all those games, and even... Overwatch and stuff. So I think it's a good market to try and hit, especially, if it turns out being pretty fun. Maybe you get a little following and some MOBA goodness on the go. But what's cool is a free beta is coming this winter. Now,
yeah, that's cool.
I'm just thinking, has Nintendo ever had a beta on their console? Like, you know what I mean? Ever? I mean, of course, demos, but a beta, I don't know. It's...
Yeah, I don't know.
Pretty freaking cool, man. I'm excited.
Yeah.
I mean, like I said, I'm not a big MOBA man, but, free beta, I will definitely, give it a whirl to see what it's all about. But just the idea that a MOBA, man, it's pretty cool stuff.
Very cool, yeah. I mean, it's not totally up my alley, but, I could be swayed.
Like I said, yeah, I generally don't play those games. And I think it's honestly just because I feel like to be good at those games, you need to know what all of the heroes do. And when you've got 35 heroes all with unique abilities, it's like I don't have enough time to invest in, you know what I mean, like memorizing what everyone does. It's like, I'm not trying
Right.
to do that, you know.
Right.
But
Exactly.
free beta, it's enough to get me interested to at least check it out.
Mm-hmm. Now this next game, Skyrim.
Pretty unknown.
Yeah. Yeah, they said like the winner of over 200 Game of the Year awards.
Yeah,
200.
that's a lot of games.
Uh,
That's a lot of awards.
One of the most popular games of all time.
Yeah, people love it, man.
Yeah, it's coming November 17th to Switch.
Finally, we get a release date.
You can unlock the Zelda stuff with an amiibo, or you don't need it. You can find it in the wild.
That's really cool. I'm glad that that's still, they're not putting it as like a paywall behind an amiibo, which, for us it wouldn't matter, but for people out there who aren't crazy amiibo lunatics.
Mm-hmm. Yep, and they didn't show off the motion controls, which was interesting. I don't know if they're totally behind that.
Yeah, see, I don't know exactly how they're going to work, but if they could just sort of do what like the 3D Zeldas do for on the 3DS, where it's like, I want to throw my boomerang, or I want to shoot an arrow, and then you go into that gyro, mode. I like that motion control, but I don't want to like be swinging a sword all day, with motion. Seems like it would get a little annoying.
Right, totally.
But now, these next two announcements,
the biggest surprise.
Yeah, that's what I'm super excited about, and it's actually funny. I had mentioned Wolfenstein the other day in Slack, and it seemed like that's probably not something that would ever happen, but here we are.
Yeah.
Doom and Wolfenstein 2 coming to the Nintendo Switch. Whoo, baby.
Crazy.
Now, what's crazy...
I can't believe Doom's coming.
And that's coming out this holiday.
That is so exciting. I've played that the demo on my Xbox One, and it's like insane. And you've played through it, correct?
I did not beat it. I played a little bit of it.
Okay.
But yeah, I'm definitely going to get it. Like, that might be a game, maybe, depending on when it comes out, maybe for Christmas. But no, that's definitely... It's just a genre that is not generally represented on Nintendo systems, especially, like... And especially with, like, Wolfenstein, which is about Nazis and stuff. Like, who would have ever thought you'd see a swastika on a Nintendo Direct?
Yeah.
What is this Nintendo?
Yeah. Crazy. I know, like, the most hardcore games ever.
And I've never played Wolfenstein.
Skyrim and...
But...
Yeah, me neither. I've played, like, the very... What does Wolfenstein... Is that, like... I mean, that's an old...
Really old. Like,
That's an old game, right? Or does it just look like an old game?
I think... Well, Oh, you mean what they showed off?
Do you know?
Like what they showed off, the new, what's it, Wolfenstein 2, the new Colossus, right? I believe that's...
I haven't even seen, like, an image.
It's definitely not like a brand
or
new
did they
game, I
show
don't believe.
imagery
Let's
of
see.
it? I mean,
No, look at that. I lied. This is a brand new game. Wolfenstein 2, the new Colossus, is not released yet. For PC, PS4, Xbox One, it comes out October 27th, and then for Switch in 2018. So, at first I was thinking this was the first because Wolfenstein's like a super old series. I'm pretty sure it predates Doom.
Yeah, like I've played like that old, like super old blocky game like on my iPad. It was like free, like a port of it. Like it was like a like a virtual console type thing,
Yeah.
But this one looks like it's an actual like polygonal like new shooter.
Yeah, because I'm trying to think. I believe, Wolfenstein 3D. I'm looking 1992, and I believe that's almost like is credited as one of the games that sort of revolutionized like first-person shooters. And then they sort of rebooted it. I guess I'm looking at like the timeline here. They had a Wolfenstein in 2009, but I think like the reboot of like Wolfenstein: The New Order came out in 2014. then Wolfenstein: The Old Blood, and then now Wolfenstein 2: The New Colossus is coming out. So I believe like it's sort of like soft rebooted. Like this is the now it's like sort of like a trilogy, maybe not a trilogy, but yeah. Look,
Yeah,
Wolfenstein:
like
The New
yeah.
Order. This installment is a soft reboot of the franchise and builds an entirely new chronological blah 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 blah. So it seems like yeah, and then The Old Blood was a prequel to The New Order, and then this makes sense that this is Wolfenstein 2. It's I wish they had announced a port of the previous games. That would have been awesome. Like those come out this holiday, and then, but no, I can't believe it.
You never know.
I can't believe it, dude.
Hey man, with Wolfenstein 2 and Doom coming out, I am all about killing Nazis and demons.
Yes. What else would you want to kill?
You want to kill a Nazi? You want to kill a Nazi squad?
And I mean, and the trailers look good too. Like the graphics on Doom. Like
well, that's the thing. Yeah, like it has to be scaled back, but it's cool that it's like I would have never thought that would be possible. You know,
Wolfenstein 2, man. That's probably like looking at this all. Like I think that's my most hyped moment. And like I said, I don't really have any experience with the Wolfenstein franchise.
Right.
But I've heard people talk about it, and that it's a lot like these recent games have been a lot of fun. And it's actually sort of been something I've thought about looking into, but just to be completely honest, I'm not going to play a decently long game on my PS4. Like, it's probably just not going to happen. Right. So, no, I'm excited.
Persona 5 is the last one.
I still need to get back to that. Mm-hmm. I feel like a bad man.
Well, what?
You didn't beat your game.
Well, this next one was just kind of funny and out of nowhere, but cool. Like, I'm glad it
From
was
the depths of hell and doom to the hot tiles in Flip Wars.
Flip Wars, a new update with leaderboards and a new stage, and I think this is like this is an actual game.
Yeah,
now.
They should have just waited to release this one.
Yeah, I don't get why it's out.
With so many other, like, I could understand if the Switch wasn't being flooded with indies, and they're like, oh, we just need to get something out. But between the the tentpole releases, of Mario Kart 8, Splatoon, ARMS, even Mario and Rabbids kind of game, like those big games with all of the smaller ones, like if they waited a couple extra months for Flip Wars, I don't think anyone would have been upset, and then. Like you said, you get that initial reaction, like, the game, it sort of doesn't really have a lot of content. Like it's a fun concept, but it's just not ready yet. And then I feel like that sort of sticks with it, even if they do end up filling it up with tons of content. You know what I mean, and tons of game modes. I feel like it's hard to sort of shake that first impression sometimes.
Right. But yeah, it's coming. I mean, is that out now? It doesn't say when.
The game's out now. I believe. I feel like the update is probably live now. Like it'd be weird to be like, check, leaderboards, new stage, and cool stuff like this, and the game's out, and then it's like, well, the update comes out in like 3 weeks. Yeah. And they didn't mention that, so I'd imagine it's probably live. But
interesting. Okay. Well, a game I'm interested in. A little bit, so we'll see. I'll see if anyone. I'll look into it more. But this part.
Yeah, this was probably hype moment number 2.
Yeah. Yes, Arcade Archives, and no.
And we ain't
not Neo Geo.
You beat me to it. I'm like,
Arcade
and we ain't talking
Archives.
about Neo Geo.
No, this is so cool, and you know why it's so cool? Because it's on Switch, and Switch is the arcade machine, right? Because you could put that into a dock and play it vertical. And,
they better have that vertical mode.
Oh, they have to, right? They have to.
I already got my Hori play stand.
That would be crazy. But yes, they talked about Arcade Archives. The first one being Mario Brothers, and they talked about look at the differences from the original. But these are games I've never played.
Yeah, I'm
they've come out. They have they talked about a bunch of them versus Super Mario Bros, which sounds awesome. versus Balloon Fight. They showed Punch Out,
Ice Climber, Pinball, Clue Land,
Clue Land,
Balloon Trip, I believe,
dude,
right?
I'm so excited.
And then they've got
Really,
and all these are going to be playable on just a single Joy-Con, which is nice. Especially like you said, if you're playing it in that vertical mode, would be cool.
Oh man.
Yeah, it is
so excited for this.
They must have seen all of those god dang Neo Geo games going out. You know what I mean? And they're like, all right, I guess we'll give them some retro business.
Well, go fishing.
Yeah. All right, we'll let them give us money, I guess. But September 27th for Mario Bros.
That's like 2 weeks.
Yes, sir. That
amazing.
I wonder how often these games are going to be released, though. You know, like I'm wondering if it is something that maybe every 2 weeks, every 3 weeks we get a new one, or if it's going to be like, it's going to probably take like a year and a half for all of those 5 or 6 games to come out.
Yes. Oh, that's exactly what it'll be like. But anyway, it'll be fun to play Mario Brothers for like 3 months.
Yeah, and then we'll get
until the next
Ice
one.
Climbers, and then you realize why Ice Climbers stinks.
Yep. But these are games that we can play, do Talk Nintendo challenges on.
Oh, baby, I can't wait.
I know, it's going to be so much fun. They got to do Donkey Kong. That's the one I'm so excited for. The like the arcade Donkey Kong.
Then finally we could do a challenge without
I've
your
never
side
played
of the
it.
screen.
I've never played it before.
Oh, what do you mean? You've played Donkey Kong?
No, the arcade Donkey Kong.
We were playing that the other day.
No, we weren't. That's the NES version. It's a port. It's like a port of the arcade
Yeah, but it's
machine.
the same business.
It has a new level. No, it's It has a. You don't know this? You should go look it up. It's way different. It's way better.
Well, I'm sure it's better, but I bet you it's pretty much still the same core gameplay for the most part.
Well, it just looks nicer and has more levels.
Well, mine looked all right.
Hopefully this one I can see. No, you should look at the differences. It's
oh,
cool.
man, that Wii U version was so ugly. I can't believe it.
Oh, man. I know. I gotta do my NES Classic. I don't know why I didn't do that.
Now, I tell you what.
But
this next bit of news is probably the letdown of the Direct for me. They go, hey, we've got some news about Zelda, and I'm like, all right, here we go. And I'm thinking a date is what I was thinking, but I'm like, okay, well, if not, maybe they'll give us even just a little bit of a tease of what the actual storyline might be, like whether it's like, oh, you just go and you start a quest and maybe there's a dungeon at the end or, however it works. But no, they just pretty much said, hey, the Zelda amiibo are coming out on November 10th. They each unlock a really, a couple, I guess all the amiibo in Breath of the Wild are sort of random, right? But they said each of these will have, a chance for a new headgear based around that
it's
champion.
Based off of the Divine Beasts.
Oh, yeah.
Which looks cool.
Yeah, Champion Beast. Yeah. No, those look really cool, but that's all they had for us.
I know, I know. I can't believe it. It's crazy. Do they know yet? I
don't know. I mean,
they're keeping this so low key.
You know what? I'm thinking maybe they're just going to have their own 15-minute Zelda Direct. Like, hey, we're going to give you, the lay of the land, like what's up with the story, some new areas and things you might encounter, release date, boom, boom. But yeah, I was hoping we'd get a release date today. I really thought we were going to get one. I mean, it's already, as we're recording, and as many people probably know if we're talking about the Direct, the 13th of September, so there's not that many more months in the year here, and you'd imagine since Mario is the end of October, and now we know Xenoblade is December 1st, it feels like November would be the sweet spot for Zelda DLC, but
well, they said November 10th for the amiibo, so I mean,
yeah, like you said, who knows? That could very well be the day it comes out, and they're just not ready to talk about it yet. But
yeah,
fingers crossed.
Now, something that I completely forgot about, and there's a demo out for apparently right now, which is I want to download and play.
The old
is this next
The
game,
old
Pokken Tournament.
Woo-wee, the old Pokken.
DX.
Yeah, this was part of their sports hour here on the Nintendo Direct here.
Okay.
They, like you said, they got Pokken, which I guess is loosely a sports game.
Yep. Okay. Yeah.
I guess, competitive, fighting. I guess fighting is a sport, but like you said, demo's out now, comes out next Friday the 22nd. And then all these other games we knew about, and they didn't really give us much information. NBA 2K18 comes out this Friday the 15th, digital, with a physical release coming October 17th. We've got WWE 2K18. That just said soon, I believe, right? I don't even think they gave us a date. I don't really know what the deal is with that. But what's cool I like with 2K is with NBA, they're giving it's the same exact game between all platforms.
Parody.
Yes. So I believe, obviously, the graphical fidelity is not going to be as nice for the Switch. It runs in 30 frames instead of 60 frames, which, of course you'd rather hit those 60 frames, but I'm sure 30 frames it should run, pretty well. I will find out for hopefully within the next day or two, as I'm going to be reviewing that game.
Geez.
Yeah, it's like, yeah, thanks, 2K, but that gives me hope for WWE being, parity with the other consoles as well, and not leaving out any features. So that's exciting for wrestling fans. I really used to like those wrestling games back on the N64. I don't know how much they've changed. I believe they're more simulation now. You know what I mean? Opposed to just like arcade beat 'em ups. But I can't talk on that. I haven't played any of them recently. And then lastly, they touched on FIFA. That comes out at the end of the month, the 29th. And if you like inferior versions of soccer games, that's the one for you. No, yeah, you bums. No, I played a little bit of it at the New York event, and it was running fine, and it just doesn't have that like career mode or whatever it is. I forget what it is. But to be completely honest, for me, when I play these games, I usually just play random seasons anyway and just play in the game. I don't get too caught up in all that, like creating a player and all that jazz. But obviously that is a big point of interest for a lot of players. So it sort of stinks that they're not going to have that.
Yeah.
Stupid EA.
Yep.
Oh, baby.
Now, yeah. Is this the Switch exclusive RPG?
From Square.
Yeah. What do we got?
Oh, God, we got
Working
Project
title.
Octo Traveler. Or
you said it wrong.
Octopath Traveler.
There you go.
God, they need a new name.
Yep.
But dude, this game looks incredible. Is this? I know you're not a huge RPG fan.
No. This game looks unbelievable. Totally way more up my alley.
Is this something
than like Xenoblade.
you'd consider playing?
Oh yeah, definitely. It depends on like how much it's gonna cost and like what kind of like how long.
To me, this game
like
screams $40.
Yeah. I hope it's that. I hope it's not super long. Like Bravely Default. Like I don't know.
To me,
I don't know.
To me, and obviously this is just all guessing. It could be way off, but. To me, I'd say $40, and it's probably going to be a 20-hour game. Because I believe it's from the same... I know for a fact it's from the same people that did I Am Setsuna. So, I think that was a similar vein.
Wait.
Right? Isn't...
Are you sure?
Yeah, it's RPG Factory, right?
No. Oh, I thought that was that... wasn't that the Lost Sphere? Isn't that the one from I Am Setsuna?
I'm looking at I Am Setsuna is published by Square Enix from Tokyo RPG Factory. And I could have sworn this was maybe it is Lost Sphere. Yeah, maybe you're right. And I doubled down to I know for a fact.
What?
And I said I doubled down. I was saying I know for a fact this was made by.
Oh yeah.
No, I could have I don't know. Dang old freaking
Well, it's from
Well,
Square.
I'm looking at RPG Factory, Lost Sphere. Yeah, I do see I Am Setsuna from them as well. I don't know.
Yeah, I think Lost Sphere is the one that's from the team of I Am Setsuna, but Square, this is from the team from Bravely Default.
Okay, which I never played I Am Setsuna, but Bravely Default, I really like those games, so I am happy about that. This game looks cool. HD 2D. Sort of a clever
totally.
idea, because
like
it totally
it
makes
makes
sense when you look at it.
It's gorgeous. Gorgeous.
Oh, dude, when they were going through that dark area and you see, your sprite-based character walking, and you just see, the light hit them, and then you see the shadow behind, and, oh, dude, this game looks beautiful.
I know. It's kind of like Paper Mario. It's like where you walk around, and it's, you're flat. It looks
It's just
so
going to
cool.
be, I could see that game being where you're playing it and you're already 10 hours in and you just stop and you're just like, wow, look at this environment.
Mm-hmm.
It's beautiful.
I know, it's going to look so good on the Switch screen, too.
And what's cool is it seems like it's going to be a pretty, I don't want to say open world, but, I think it's just going to have a ton of one of those games where you talk to your friends and everyone's experience is different, Each, they said there's 8 different characters, and they each have different unique abilities, and that, traversing the areas and interacting with people are all going to be different depending on who you are playing as. They had the warrior class, or I forget exactly what class he was, but, the guy who goes up and he can challenge anyone to a duel. So if there's a guy blocking the door that you need to get through, you could challenge him to a duel, and then...
I hope he has a glove to slap people with.
I'll challenge you to a duel. Or the dancer, she allures people and just pulls them away, and then she can get into the door that way. So it seems like it's really cool. The music sounded really good. At least that was used for the trailer there.
Mm-hmm. And yeah, speaking of the trailer, there is an extended trailer that's released, so you can go look at that. And there's a demo.
Dude,
out
I can't
for it
believe
now.
I already got it downloaded.
Yeah, we need to play that, man. Heck yeah!
Yeah, I downloaded it right when it went up.
That will solve if I want to get it or not.
Yeah, no,
It's
sort of weird that they're already putting a demo out, because to me, it seems like they don't even have a name for this game yet. So it seems like it's probably a decently far ways away from launching.
Right.
And to already drop a demo, it's cool. It's awesome, but who knows? Maybe it's closer than we think. That seems like a game that would be perfect for February, after the Christmas rush, everyone's playing through those games. I don't know, because I believe that's when Bravely Default, I feel like those games usually launched around, right after the New Year into February, I believe.
Okay.
I believe they were both February, at least here in the States. I could be wrong, though.
Sure. Yeah. Yep. I think this will be cool. I'm gonna download the demo and play it. But the next one, guess what? Biff is back, baby. Yes. Arms. Lola Pop is out. She has the Biffler.
The Biffler, dude. I really like the Fun Chuck, too. This game is ridiculous.
I can't believe that.
This game is just ridiculous. I love it.
Oh,
and you could remap all your controls.
Very cool. I don't know what I would do. I
wonder if you could do it where you can map controller movement with motion control punching. Because if you could do that, that would be something I would be very interested in trying.
Didn't think about
because that was always my biggest complaint, was I like doing the punching and being able to sort of control the punches in the air with by twisting and moving the controller, but I didn't like moving my character by acting like the Joy-Cons were arcade sticks and you had to you know what I mean, move them like that.
Right.
So if you could play between the two, that might be really cool, but I don't know if that's possible.
Yeah, but we'll find out.
And that's available
download that
right now.
And giddy up.
That was a cool surprise.
Now this next game looks so cool. This game looks fun to me. Dragon Quest Builders.
And now this is the first one. I believe they already announced that the second one is coming to the Switch as well.
Yeah, which is awesome. I'm so glad they released the first one so you can play it and then go to the second one.
It looks really, really good. And
doesn't it look good?
Originally when I first heard about this game, obviously it was a big deal, like taking the Minecraft elements and, very blocky like that. And I was like...
But then adding a JRPG.
Exactly. So originally when I heard of this game, I thought it was like, oh, it's just sort of it's like a Minecraft Dragon Quest skin, that's what I thought it was. But I didn't realize that there was a nice, robust story involved. And to me,
yeah,
that's what would pull me into a game like this to try.
Exactly. That's why I'm hyped for it. So, it comes out spring 2018. I cannot wait.
Let's not forget about the Switch exclusive Tiger Cub.
Yeah, that you can hop around on.
Oh, and you can collect little some materials and stuff for you. That's so funny. Mm-hmm. I just love. I love that in video games. It's like if a console gets a port of a game that's like a couple years old, they need to add something exclusive to it. Like they have to. It seems like, and they ended up on the exclusive Tiger Cub. So good.
Mm-hmm. Now, they also showed off Kirby, the Wii U Kirby Star Allies. That's what it's called now, because you can recruit.
Dude,
people.
I never thought I'd see an absolutely yoked King DDD. Dude, you see those arms, man? Yeah.
Yes.
Yeah, we need to get some sort of drug test to make sure he's not using PEDs. I'm calling shenanigans, I've seen DDD before. That's not DDD. That's a man right there.
Yeah, I know. Someone in Slack said he looks like Machoke.
Yeah, he really does.
Machamp or something. Yeah. Yeah. Now I need to mention before the other Kirby game for 3DS, the Battle Royale, that is a physical release.
Oh, is it? Cool.
So
cool.
We talked about. Yeah. And this is also obviously this game looks gorgeous. It looks like Kirby, 4-player co-op, which is cool. We need games like that. And I just don't know how. I'm just not the big. It's my least favorite Nintendo platformer.
Yeah, it's generally because it's so easy.
But we'll see.
But
we'll see, because if it's a good multiplayer game and I have some people, which I do have some friends that I might be able to play
there he goes, rubbing it in again.
It might be really fun. Casey, get some friends.
Dang it. I don't want any friends.
Or move here. Move here, and then you can say the same thing I can.
No, I could see this game potentially, obviously, I mean, it's called Star Allies. Clearly, it's 100% is going to be, this is a game you play with people, and that's, the best way to play. I could see you and Jill playing and enjoying this game.
Oh, yeah. Yeah, I mean, Epic Yarn, like I said.
Yeah, and what's cool is, I guess,
one of my favorite games.
All your attacks vary depending on which copy abilities your allies have, too. So it's not just yours. It's how they all interact together. So I thought that was pretty cool.
Right. I think it'd be cool if they introduced some good amiibo support for this game too. Like you get the ESP powers with Ness, if you can, or Lucas, and then you can, get the Link thing. Or I think they should have Nintendo power-ups. I think that would be a really cool Kirby game, where if they kind of went away from the HAL Laboratory aesthetic thing to Nintendo,
yeah, that might be interesting.
And so introducing all the Kirbys, where how Kirby from Smash, how it can take the powers of other people. Well, introduce that concept into a platformer, and man, wouldn't that be awesome? That would be so much fun. Just for that. Sure, it's just for the fan service of of other Nintendo games, but
fan service sells.
I don't think that would hold my interest a little more. You know, I could just imagine the cover of, you know, and it's Kirby with a Samus helmet on. You know,
That'd be awesome. Yeah, I mean,
wouldn't that be cool?
Fan service sells, man, especially when you have strong IPs with Nintendo, you know. I think it's shown Mario and Rabbids, you know what I mean? Like, from Ubisoft. Get Mario in there, people are going to buy it. And, like, granted, that's a really great game, but, you know, would it have sold if it was just a Rabbids game that played exactly like that, but instead of Mario was just, you know, other characters? Probably not, so.
No, it wouldn't. It wouldn't have. Now, I do want to say, you mentioned the Star Allies. Now, the biggest part of that is it's not really the multiplayer, I'd say. It's because you can recruit enemies to be on your team.
Yeah, but see, to me, it's like...
I'm
it
sure
seems like
I mean,
it would... I mean, not to take away that it couldn't be an enjoyable experience alone, but it just seems like that idea was cooked up with, like, the ideal way to play would be with friends, you know?
Right, exactly. Okay, so we have a couple more games left.
Yeah, they went into like a Nindy recap real quick of some things we already knew. But then we got some release dates for a couple titles before we got to the ultimate finisher. Lost Sphere it comes out January 23rd of 2018. Then we've got Sonic Forces, November 7th. Resident Evil Revelations 1 and 2, November 28th. And L.A. Noire, with all the DLC included, comes out November 14th. So, if you look at that month of November, I mean, originally...
Skyrim?
Yeah, originally that was the game, that was the month with no big Nintendo games, but it seems like they're letting everyone else just do the heavy lifting.
I can't believe that we're getting Resident Evil Revelations 2, you know, Skyrim, and L.A. Noire, all those games.
Sonic Forces.
Doom, and I'm not gonna dignify and and Wolfenstein 2. It's crazy. What a crazy system. I just thought that it's like these games are never gonna come to a Nintendo platform just because, like, I thought Rockstar is just not really ever gonna come back, you know. And they're here. It's like that's crazy. Like, Rockstar and Bethesda.
I know. Well, what stinks is, I mean, I've never played. To be honest with you, for as amazing as Rockstar is, I played GTA 5 for a little bit, and I don't think I've really played like any of their other games at all.
I've never played them.
But
so
from all accounts that I've seen, L.A. Noire is sort of their weakest game. But
Aaron said that he really likes it, and that really surprised me.
It seems, I've seen sort of polarizing opinions. Like, some people like, this game is so boring, it's terrible, and then I've seen people like, no, it's a really great game, and then everywhere in the middle too. So, I'm interested in it for sure. That game to me screams Christmas game, you know?
Yeah.
But
yeah, and it'd be something that, you know, you and Kate could play together, I think, and enjoy if she likes that kind of stuff. I don't know.
But yeah, and I hate to say, like, oh, everyone's got to buy this game, you know, but, like, who knows, maybe if it sells well, you know, they might look at bringing in a GTA 5 over, and I don't. And if you think about it,
they
Nintendo's not going to have a problem with it if they're bringing over Wolfenstein.
Yeah, exactly.
But
because they have swastikas on their Nintendo
so
Direct.
Weird.
Okay, so think about it. They have to be bringing GTA 5 over.
I don't know, man. It could be a test to see how it does.
There is no way they're not bringing it. No, I don't think it's a good test. They have to be. If they're bringing Skyrim, Bethesda's, and then if Rockstar is bringing L.A. Noire, there's no way, because they have it running on the PS3 and and on the Xbox 360. You know, like, you know, they can easily run on the Switch, and that game will kill on Switch for portably. It's the biggest selling game of all time.
It's up there. It sells ridiculous numbers. Now, I think one thing you need to consider, though, is that the online, like GTA 5 online, is like a huge reason why people play that game.
Yeah, but they could still play
Well,
that.
but then you need to count in for like how that would work with the Nintendo Online. Now, maybe
Yeah, but
well, I'm saying
yeah.
maybe they are working on it and they don't want to mention it until Nintendo has more information to give everyone, you know? Like I think like that
Right.
would be the sales pitch if Nintendo comes out in January and they're like, "All right, we're kicking in, you know, Nintendo Online is going to start whatever date and, you know, but we've also and like say the features like, "Oh, you got the cool, you know, retro games with weird online play. You got this, that. Oh, and there's one more thing, you know, that we're gonna like launch alongside of the service, you know, and then all of a sudden, GTA 5 online, you know, like that would be bonkers.
Right.
Like that would be like, whew.
See, right, and it's interesting because I don't know a lot about GTA 5. I mean, you know, I know what everyone knows about it, but it's just like I work with a guy who, and I'm not saying that this is everyone or a lot of people, but this is kind of like made my opinion what it is he has it on PS3, but he doesn't actually have any online. He actually doesn't play online at all.
Yeah, I mean, when I played it, I didn't play online at all either. And you know, I'm sure there's a very large.
And he plays it all the
Yeah,
time.
no,
Like
I'm not saying it doesn't have appeal
like thousands
as a
of
solo
hours.
player, but I just know that a lot of people really do love the online, so it would just something to
Yeah.
consider. But hey, I mean that would be amazing because, like you said, it would sell. I know that because there'd probably be so many people that you know are Nintendo gamers that are just they know GTA 5 is a big deal, you know. And maybe they don't have another system
Yeah.
to play it on. Or maybe they do when they've played it and they go, you know what?
wanna
I
play
could
it
play it on
again."
the go now, you know? So,
I can play this at work on break, you know. So, yeah, and yeah. So, and who knows? They could do some exclusive thing where you can play as Captain Falcon.
dude, oh my god, that would like even if it was just like a Captain Falcon like suit and helmet, you know what I mean?
Yeah.
Oh, dude, the blue
Although-
Falcon.
although-
Oh.
Anyway, yeah. So that's interesting. So our last game. Well, kind of.
Super Mario sticker star.
Galaxy.
Oh.
Yeah, Super Mario Odyssey. Now, I think that this could be, and I'm serious now. I've thought about it. This could be the wackiest game in the world of all history.
I can't wait, dude. Oh god.
Doesn't it look nuts? Like, did you see him like parkouring around like New Donk City, like throwing his hat and like taking control of like the pothole and then like or the manhole and then just jumping on stuff.
You see his?
It just looks like.
Did you see his nipples?
Yeah.
It seems to be making the rounds on Twitter right now. Is that?
Yeah, it's so funny. That reminds me of King of the Hill. when Luann walks in on Hank and Peggy in their bedroom.
Oh my god.
And then she's like, I didn't see anything. Peggy's like, you saw your uncle's nipples.
Oh my god.
That's the first thing I thought of. Yeah. Yep. You can run around in your underpants with Mario.
Dude, all right. I mean, where to begin? I think it's easy. You start with Uncle Amiibo. I like, oh, like seriously.
What is Uncle Amiibo? Like,
I don't know.
is
He
it?
sort of looked like a mix between like the little dongle for the original 3DS. Like
Yeah.
and like the character from Mario plus Rabbids.
Are there any pictures online of Uncle Amiibo? Because that's just he needs to have like a sitcom with Uncle Grippy.
Uncle Grippy and Uncle Amiibo hit the links. You know, they go play golf together or something.
Yes.
Yeah, but they really showed off a bunch. I mean, so I've listed down the kingdoms they listed off during the direct. The Metro Kingdom, which is, as we know, where New Donk City is. the Sand Kingdom, the Luncheon Kingdom, the
luncheon. That
that one looks so cool. The Wooded Kingdom, the Cap Kingdom, the Cascade Kingdom, the Snow Kingdom, and the Seaside Kingdom. But then they also said,
hold on, the Snow Kingdom is called Shiveria.
I didn't even realize that.
Shiveria, that's amazing.
Oh, I saw he was getting like all like freezer burnt almost. It looked like.
Dude, this game. Oh my goodness.
But they also said there were going to be tropical islands, and they showed like as they were showing the power moons. That
we don't want to give everything away.
Dude, the one kingdom that they scrolled down on the list of the power moons, there was like 53 in one kingdom.
Yeah.
Now, I don't know if that's to say, you know, every kingdom's going to have that many, but, like, that's a lot of moons, man. Oh, baby. I'm trying to think what...
Dude, I cannot... Oh, and the snapshot mode?
Yes, so cool. Like that, oh my god.
Oh, man. That is going to be all over Twitter and everything. And you can save it. That's so cool. You can save it landscape.
Oh, and rotate it. Yeah.
You know, portrait mode.
That's so brilliant
cool.
Because, like they said, people love like creating things out of video games. You know, so it's like if they can create really cool pictures, then you said, like you said, you just post it onto Twitter, Instagram. Everyone's gonna see like, wow, that looks really cool, and like the different filters, you could blur out what areas of the screen. You know, if you just want to focus on something, and It looks so good, dude. I can't wait.
I know, man. I know. It's like like every single screenshot. I was like, and Jill was watching, and she's like, I want to play that game right now. And it's like, it just looks like the funnest. Like when you're just jumping around and taking control of stuff and just doing it. It really even more. Like I feel like this game is more Breath of the Wild than like Breath of the Wild is to Zelda. You know what I mean? Like it's more of a rewriting of Mario than Breath of the Wild is to Zelda.
It really just it looks so good.
Like
I saw the one area you jump into a picture.
So weird.
You see that? That looked like nice little. I wonder if that's how you'll get to all of the different areas, or if that was just like a nice throwback.
Yes, and that did you see like the little challenges you can
do with the Donkey
and it
Kong?
showed like the RC, and it was a Game and Watch RC mode,
and like
he had a little logo on it, a Game and Watch.
Dude,
logo.
I can't wait, man. Yeah, and the mini games have leaderboards, online leaderboards.
That's crazy. We could do Talk Nintendo challenges.
Oh man, dude, and then the Crazy Cap.
Yes, you can customize like crazy. That's why it's called a Crazy Cap.
You're on to something.
Yeah,
dude. Oh.
Yep. I know. Listen to us. I know. This is like everyone's dream Mario game, right?
It's funny because I'm trying to think like when I play games, like, do I really care what the my avatar or whoever you're playing as, change their character, their clothes and stuff? But like with those Mario ones, man, like the
Super Mario Maker one?
I was just gonna say, I love that looks so good. But then like all the other ones, like like the one when he's out by the dinosaur and it looks like he's got like a not a skirt, but like like made out of bushes and leaves and stuff. You know what I mean? And then like obviously we got the sombrero. You've got the chef.
Dude, there's gonna be, and I hope there's tons of throwbacks.
Dude, I have a feeling that's gonna be like. There's going to be so many different options, which is going to be so cool because, like, think of all the different pictures you could take. You'd be like, oh, this area is cool, but what costume do I want to wear? Like, oh, maybe I'll go change and get this one, and that'll make for a cool picture to post. Oh, God.
Oh, jeez.
Dude, and then, like, the flying little raptor thing.
Yeah.
That, like, jumps off the cliff and he floats down.
Bouncing around.
Yeah. Now, they also said the Mario, Peach, and Bowser wedding amiibo is going to launch the same day as the game, which we know is October 27th. And but they also announced a bundle, didn't they?
Yeah, with the new color, with red, not neon red.
Just a nice deep red.
Yeah, the Mario red.
Looks good.
Which looks yeah, it does look good.
I'm pre-ordering a new Switch. I'm just gonna do it. Can you imagine? Yeah. No, just looks great, and also a cool case as well, right? I think that's part of the bundle,
comes
right?
With a case, and it's a download of the game, or download code.
I mean, that makes sense, dude. I'm looking at a screen right now, man. That red is so nice, and the case is really nice too. Actually, it's gonna retail for $379.99. So you're pretty much.
That's so weird how it's more
expensive. Well, I guess with the case, I bet you the case retails for $20, so it's probably like...
That's what I'm saying.
All the same.
Ugh, like who would want
someone who wants those red Joy-Con.
I mean, that's like that GameStop kind of stuff, like adding in bundle stuff.
Oh, dude, I'm looking at the box. Oh, God, I just can't wait for this.
Casey, put your credit card down.
Where is it?
No. Caitlin! Caitlin, are you there? Yeah.
He didn't have enough to pay rent.
So that was...
But I got the dopest Switch playing out in the street.
That did it for the games I talked about. What did you think of the Direct?
I thought it was good. I mean, there were... Like, I wasn't any of those people that were sitting here thinking, like, we're going to hear about Metroid and we're going to get all these new games, you know, but... I think they announced enough new stuff that I'm excited about, and then they gave enough information on some other games that, like, I did not expect the Octopath Traveler to get, like, a highlight like that. I did not expect that.
And a demo out?
Yeah,
right
I didn't expect that. Definitely didn't expect, you know, Bethesda bringing Doom and Wolfenstein. You know, now I would sort of wish we got a little bit more information on things like the, you know, the story download, story DLC for Zelda, you know, maybe like a Rocket League release date would have been nice, stuff like that. But ultimately, you know, I think this was a solid, you know, the arcade archives. I think this was a very solid Nintendo Direct, you know, like it wasn't, you know, it didn't blow the doors off, but it hit pretty good for me, you know, especially as an RPG fan.
Yeah.
So, what about you? What are your thoughts?
Yeah, very same. I mean, I'm really excited about the arcade. I think it's cool. The Minecraft is crazy on 3DS. Like, I'm not gonna get it or anything, but that's just very interesting to me because I just can't believe it's happening now when the 3DS.
She ain't dead, dude. 2018 releases. This ain't even the death year yet.
No, it's not. It's really not. It's not. But it's just it has a rival with the Switch.
It's on the twilight.
The Doom and the Wolfenstein 2. I mean, that's insane to me. And then when you just add up everything, like with the LA Noire coming, it's just like it's insane. Like with Skyrim, I never thought this would happen.
You know what? I've
dreamed of it happening.
You know what I think is the most exciting thing about these launches or releases of these games are just that. Now, when a new game, a new AAA title, you know, third-party game is announced, asking if it's coming to the Switch is a legitimate question, and like a legitimate thing to wonder, you know. And there's a good chance, you know, not all of them are obviously going to come, but there's a good chance that these games are, you know, these Wolfenstein 2, a brand new AAA game from Bethesda. Sure, it's not hitting day and date with the other games, but it is coming to the Nintendo Switch. Yeah. Ridiculous.
Awesome. It's awesome.
Yeah,
and then, so I guess we'll touch on this one more thing that they talked about in Japan.
Yes.
Did you? Yeah, Dylan's Rolling Western, The Dead Heat Breakers for 3DS.
2018, baby. The 3DS, and you said the
another
3DS
Dylan's
is
game,
dead.
Which they have awesome aesthetics. Have you ever played Dylan's?
I have not. I definitely own it because it was in the Humble bundle, I believe. So I'm pretty sure I have it, but no, I haven't actually.
No, it wasn't.
Played it.
There's no Nintendo games in Humble bundle.
What are you talking about, Jimmy?
This is a Nintendo game. Yeah.
Maybe I don't know. I feel like I've gotten that before.
Maybe you've gotten it,
but I would not have bought it.
It's worth a play. It's interesting. It's cool. You could use the Kid Icarus stand for it for sure, because you hold it and you use your stylus and when you play. That's all I remember. But the aesthetic is so cool. It's like Western and.
I wonder why.
Yep, there's another one of those for 3. Now, did they announce it for U.S.?
Well, I don't know. I just saw that an article posted up on it. I don't know why. Let's see. This is a Japanese-only game at the moment, but you could bet that Nintendo will localize the new Dylan's game out. So yeah, as of right now, it's only for Japan. But yeah, I'm sort of surprised that they didn't.
Well, hold on, and we should probably say that Phantasy Star Online 2 Cloud, the direct sequel to the former GameCube massive multiplayer RPG, is coming to Switch in Japan.
I thought I saw something about that, and then I tried to Google it up to see if I could find anything, but I did not. But if you're seeing something, right, well, yeah, there you have it.
It's on our site, so. Yep, and then there's also another Style Savvy.
Yeah, I mean, maybe, not so much for Phantasy Star, but for something like Dylan's Rolling Western, like, I wonder if maybe they're just like, let's see how it does over here and how much, I don't know how much text those games have as far as translating it goes, but, like, if that's not coming out till, let's say, early 2018, would it be worth releasing a game mid to late 2018 for the 3DS? It might just be best to swallow, bite the bullet.
Port it to Switch.
Yeah. Well, before we close out here, that's the one thing. I wish that Mario Party game. I wish it was coming to the Switch, man.
It could, but yeah.
It just seems like, why not?
Yeah. That would be the perfect Switch game, wouldn't it? Man, Mario
Unless
Party. I'm telling you, I think it still stands. My last year, I guessed about a Mario Party for E3. I guessed. Well, no, it was this last E3 that we would get a Mario Party for Switch that has the 2-player mode, for Joy-Cons. But yeah.
Well, anyway, that's what I was gonna say. Right, last bit before we wrap up is maybe that's a hint that they have a dedicated team maybe working on a Switch Mario Party game.
Oh yeah, for sure. I mean, those games sell like crazy to to casual players, for the most part. So, yeah. Anyway, that'll do it for the show this week. We're cutting it short because we're gonna get to earlier, and also it's gonna make next week jam packed. I know. If you care, if I give them a sneak peek of next week. No,
by all means.
I just know that I'm going to be talking about a game that is one of my favorites, like, Switch games so far.
You're going to talk about Goner again?
Yeah. And I think I like it better than Goner. I know, that's crazy, and I don't mean anything against Goner, but it's just my love for this game. And then also the return of this is gonna be a mega Craigslist roundup next week.
Honestly,
so,
with
look forward to that.
I'm gonna have Lich Spear to talk about, as well as 2K NBA 2K18. So who knows? Next week.
Leak Spear.
Next week might just be a jam-packed what we've been playing and news stuff.
We're gonna have to...
We'll get into that when that comes.
Yeah. Well, everyone, thank you for listening. Be sure to check out NintendoWorldReport.com and be sure to like and subscribe us on YouTube at Talk Nintendo. If you go to YouTube and search Talk Nintendo, our podcast is right there, and we have 2 other shows. We have a weekly mini play and a weekly challenge where me and Casey bout off
1v1, baby. And if you don't feel like typing all that into your browser, you could just check the description. I've got a little link in there for you. Make it nice and simple.
Woo! On the article. There you go. Cool. Well, Casey, happy Nintendo
Woo,
Direct
I've
Day.
got some Octopath Traveler to play.
Yep, and some Pokken Tournament. I'm gonna try both
And
those
some
out.
36 Fragments of Nightmare. I'll probably be talking about that next week too, boys.
All right. Well, see you later.
Alrighty,
Casey.
thanks guys. See you later. Let me see that yoked DDD. Physical question mark? Physical question mark? Looks as if